Terraria 1.4.3, the Don't Starve Together crossover update, was quite an odd one, introducing a new secret seed, optional boss, and a handful of weapons throughout progression. Included in this were mostly simple early game swords like the bat and tentacle spike. However, what if I told you that there was in fact another weapon like these, found during early hard mode, that has one of the most unique functionalities in the whole game? Of course, I must be talking about the hambat. Before we take a look at this thing though, did you know we're actually approaching the big 150k milestone? So if you enjoy these weapon reviews, why not come part of the crew and help support the channel? Okay then, let's see how you can get this beauty. Right then, it would be an understatement if I said this weapon was difficult to obtain, requiring you to head to your underground corrupt or hallowed ice biome and be on the lookout for the insultingly elusive enemy, the Pigron. Let's just say, in an average playthrough, I honestly kill more nymphs than these damn things. Basically, the Pigron is a miniature fishron looking enemy that can rarely spawn in any ice biome overlapped by evil or hallow. And what's cool is, the colour of the Pigron you get will depend on the type of biome you're in. So, as you can see here, the first and last one I found in an hour of playing was this lovely purple one. And yeah, you heard me right, I had absolutely no luck farming for these organically underground. So here's a couple of different ways you can go about finding them. Of course, there is always the go big or go home strategy of just building a massive artificial layer farm to skyrocket spawns, which still took forever by the way, thanks to the hambat's measly 4% drop rate. Yep. 4%. And this leads me on to another two cheesier ways you can get your hands on one. Either by farming for it in the constant seed, which like the other Don't Starve Together weapons, increases the drop chance substantially, or just wire up some Pigron statues and get it in hardly any time at all. However you got your hands on yours though, it's about time we took a look at what it can do. When I said the hambat was unique, I wasn't kidding. And although it looks like a plain old true melee weapon on the surface, it definitely has a few tricks up its sleeve. Firstly, its base damage skills of how well fed you are. Yeah, really. Scaling from 59 damage when well fed, 62 when plentifully satisfied, and 65 when exquisitely stuffed. The strength of this buff of course corresponds to the type of food you consume, and so assuming you always use this thing with the highest tier buff, its damage will be about on par with other true melee weapons at this point in the game, like the Phase Sabers and Titanium Broadsword. The thing is though, for how damn difficult it is to obtain, you're probably thinking it's not worth it at all. But before you come to that conclusion, the hambat does actually have one more trick up its sleeve. You see, upon defeating enemies, the player will be granted a hearty meal regeneration buff for 7 seconds. This is effectively the same buff as the life drain, and while it may not be game changing, it's definitely a nice added bonus to have as such a difficult part of progression. So I mean, at this point, if you're in a position to easily obtain this thing and want to absolutely maximize your pre-mech true melee playthrough, the hambat could be a good shout. Of course though, a true melee weapon isn't without its obvious drawbacks, especially when it comes to bosses. Unless you're an actual god, I don't think you're going to be taking out even the Destroyer with this thing anytime soon. And when it comes to the other mech bosses, well, all I can say is good luck, because I couldn't even get a 10 for this thing's health down without dying. I suppose though, with its pretty high attack speed and average knockback, it can be pretty nice in events and invasions like the Goblin Army. But so are the other weapons you can easily craft at this stage, and if I'm honest, the Titanium Broadsword's slightly larger hit radius did make it a little bit easier to use. Oh, and something else I like to point out is, I think the well-fed damage buffs aren't actually working for me. Yeah, I could be missing something here, but it seems the official wiki is a little optimistic when it comes to its extra damage. So if you know what could be causing me this problem, or what I'm doing wrong, please let me know. I think it's pretty obvious that I'm not going to recommend this weapon. However, if you're after obtaining something a little bit unique and want that extra bit of help in early hard mode for a true melee playthrough, why not give it a try? This has been sockrteez, and I'll see you in the next one.